Welcome to core workout number 4. This is Pilates Core Workout. So we're starting with pulling the navel in and slightly up. Then grab one hand, no matter which one, and lean sideways. I want you to start thinking about directions. So you're standing, your feet parallel, pushing your heels, outer edges, and big toe mount into the ground while growing taller. So our sides grow while we're side bending. From the side view, you can see that we're not folding forward or backwards, we're just bending sideways in the same plane. Do that 2 more times. Keep breathing in and out. Breathe out, pull the navel in, inhale, get taller. Fantastic. Keep your feet parallel, simply bend forward. And we're going to relax our whole back line here. So press the heels into the ground, outer edges, big toe mount, fold forward, pull the navel in, and make your back, your spine as round as possible. Let your head hang, and then simply bend the knees forward and stretch, pushing the heels into the ground. Bend the knees forward, both knees stay parallel, pointing towards your second and third toe. And then stretch those legs. Every time you're stretching your legs, exhale, and then inhale, bend the knees again. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend the knees again. Every time you exhale, pull the navel in and up and narrow your waistline. Very good. Make sure to relax your head. Now open those legs, come into a wide squat. You can put your hands on the inside of your knees, bending those elbows, and now we're diving forward and then exhaling, rounding your back, rolling up. Dive forward, slightly arching your back. When you're coming down, bending the knees, bending the elbows, and then roll up, exhaling, inhaling, look forward, open your chest, push your sternum forward. And then exhale, roll up. Don't come all the way up. This is still warming up, so we do want to warm up those legs, thighs, glutes. We're mobilizing our back, and what we're exercising here is the core controlling our spinal movements. Very good. Last time, exhale, rounding yourself. And there we go, flat back rotation. Open the legs a little wider, feet stay parallel, and just go as far as you can do comfortably without tearing your adductors. Your spine is parallel to the floor, sit bones point backwards, crown of the head pointing forwards, and then release forward, inhaling, exhaling, opening up into rotation. One arm stays on the ground, the other hand twists and rotates upwards. If this is too fast for you, what I'm showing here, then just slow down a little bit. I just thought, hey, let's warm up a bit. This is a big stretch of the hamstrings, of the adductors, and a great rotation of the spine all the way into your head. So make sure that you're looking up to the sky or ceiling when you're rotating. I hope you're warmed up now, so let's dive into Pilates reverse plank. You can sit down, then press your hands into the ground, open the shoulders, make your collarbones smile, and then lift up your hips as if you want to become one line from your shoulders all the way to your toes. Lift up and down. If you want to make it a little bit harder, don't touch the floor with your glutes. Just hover over the floor slightly. Fingers are pointing towards your toes. If that's too much strain on your wrist, they can always point out or back if you're up for a little bit of an adventure. Make sure you make your collarbones smile. You're pulling your shoulder blades up and down your back so you're not collapsing in the shoulder girdle. Wonderful. Next round for the core, come into an elbow plank. Plank saw, we're pushing forward and backward. So when you're pushing forward, move from your calves, so your ankles are working, and when you're pushing backwards, push your elbows, your forearms into the ground and make your whole body hover backwards. Navel pulls in and up. And now try to narrow your hip points as well. Simply imagine you having your tightest pants on. Narrow your hip points, zip those zips up of those pants and make the lower belly as firm as possible. Now the challenge here is to hover on the same line, at the same height, and that you don't push your glutes up. Hips stay same height. Wonderful. Come onto your back, relaxing our shoulders and elbows a little bit here. Leg stretch, Pilates leg stretch. So you simply come in with your knees bent over your hips. Upper body can stay relaxed on the floor, and then extend one leg as low as possible towards the ground without resting the leg on the ground though. So you're staying hovering, coming back into that tabletop position with one leg and then extending the other one. Wonderful. Keep the navel in. You want to keep a little bit of a curve of an arch in your lower back. So don't press the lower back onto the ground. We don't want to collapse in the lower back. Keep your arch there and make sure that you're having great contact with the hips only, sacrum, and the shoulders. Turn around again. We're doing a little bit of a washing machine here. So back onto your elbows, plank leg lift. So you're starting in an elbow plank and then lifting one leg, alternating, and then the other. If you want to, you can point your feet, really extending all the way into the toes. Imagine you're extending your whole front line from the sternum over your psoas into the front of the leg, all the way into the toe, and then release back down. So the leg is lifting, the front line extends, and the hips stay shoulder height. Make sure you're elongating your head forward, so the crown of your head is pointing forward. Do not crunch your neck, do not look forward, but look down onto the ground. Wonderful. Turn around again. Here we go with a little bit of a advanced or intermediate version of the leg stretch. So we're also including the arms now. Diagonally extend arm and leg backwards, extending in a diagonal line here. So one leg stays in that tabletop bend position, one arm keeps pointing to the sky, and diagonally extend, trying to elongate in a diagonal way. Arm and leg are pushing out while your core stays firm, so the navel stays pulled in. Narrow your waistline. Make sure you keep that little arch off the lower back. Don't push the lower back all the way onto the floor. Just keep the sacrum and the shoulders on the floor. Here we go. Turn around again. I'm trying to relax your shoulders and wrists here every now and then. Leg lift, so stay and come into your reverse plank. Lift those hips and then alternate lifting those legs as well. You can do that with a little bit of a momentum that would make it easier. If that's too hard, just go slow and go as high as you can. One of the challenges here to not dip with the hips, so don't dip lower with your hips, but stay up with your hips, engaging your whole back line, engaging the hamstrings, the glutes, our whole spinal erector muscles, and of course our shoulders and triceps muscles here. So the lifting of the legs is just the cherry on top of the cake. You're doing wonderfully. Turn around again. Let's go for the advanced version here of the leg stretch. So right now we're extending the arms and legs. So no bent legs here anymore. Extended arms and legs diagonally. Extend your arms and legs. Same principle. Navel is pulling in. Narrow the waistline. Now also try to narrow your hip points. Remember those very tight pants you're pushing yourself in, and remember not to crush the lower back on the floor, but keep a little bit of an arch here. Then if you want to, exhale while extending, inhale while coming back, If that is too fast a rhythm to breathe, then just breathe normally. Turn around. We got 2 more fun things to do before we stretch. The first one is the Pilates heel beats. You're lying on your belly, just lifting those legs, then point those toes out slightly, a little bit of an external rotation, and then beat those heels as fast as you can. So legs don't touch the floor, you simply glue to the floor with the front of your chest, with your head is resting on the floor. You can put your forehead on your hands and then beat those heels as fast as you can. Faster, even go faster. That's 15 more seconds for the glutes, the hamstrings, and your adductors. Don't let go. Keep the tension up. Beat those heels as fast as you can. That's 5 more seconds. Get a few more in. You can do it. Wonderful. And this is a fun one, the beetle turns, so you can stay on your belly. And now lift those arms and those legs at the same time and try to come from lying on your belly onto lying on one side, still lifting those arms and legs. Then turn around over the belly onto the other side. And don't just go with the momentum, but keep a little bit of a pause while you're on one side. Remember, keep those arms and legs up, brace the core. So now you can test if all those core bracing, if that Pilates box, if narrowing the hip points, narrowing the waistline, if that actually worked for you. We have to contract our glutes and legs a little bit as well. And I hope that was a fun one, because now we're done and we're stretching. So come back up into standing, lift your chest, grab your hands behind your back, keep those elbows bent slightly, smile with your collarbones, drop your shoulders, and then lift those arms. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift those arms, lift your sternum, push the crown of your head towards the sky. You can still pull your navel in slightly, narrowing your hip points. Remember, push those heels into the ground. We're back up standing, no more lying on the ground. You did very well. This was the Pilates Core Work, and I hope to see you all for number 5 very soon. Take care. Bye.